Hello, and welcome to my guide on Fremennik shipwrecks. How to get there, how to unlock it, how to do it. So the first thing that you need to know probably is they require level 80, but of course we have the +3 boost from the keg, so I'm going to start this at 78. Where are they located? Let's take a look at the map. So if you start in Piscator's fishing colony, or Piscarilius fishing colony, and you travel north, this is the shipwreck spot. Um, and I believe there is a double spot here, so you can AFK a little bit longer. So that's the route I'm going to be taking. Um, this blue water here, this is called the um, Northern Sea, Northern Ocean. For that, you're actually going to need to build the brazier. So that is a core boat part. If you, it actually says it's a facility. I've just realized that. That's funny. It's not a facility. When you build it, it doesn't take up a spot. Yeah, it's the Eternal Brazier. These are the ingredients, but it does actually use a schematic. So to get the schematic, I've just done this. You're going to You should look this up on the wiki so that you can have screenshots of where at. But you need to dig right about here on the Tier of Soul for the key, and then up towards Piscarilius again. There's an island called, if you just sail out west from the port, Buccaneers Haven, um, and I think the lockbox is in this house. So once you have that schematic, you need to build that on your ship, and once you've done all that, you're pretty much good to go. So, to it, talking about gear, if you look at what I'm wearing, it's really weird, right? So this is a pretty much a max prayer set. Also bringing the Falador Shield 4 to recharge my prayer. And I'm bringing a Western Banner 4 because it's a main hand slot item that lets me teleport out. Just so I don't have to, sail back. I can dock it somewhere close, teleport, and then summon my boat. It's the only reason I'm wearing this. This is so overkill and micro efficient that you don't need to worry about having, a max set, right? Some other things that you should do. If you have a huntsman's kit and you've caught imps in a box, if you look at the drop table, a lot of the salvage is like Fremennik helmets. Those high out for about 30 something K, but they're sold on the GE for 82K. So it's actually very much worth banking those. And with imps in a box, you can pull one out, you can bank, and then click anything, and it will bank it, right? You have to catch these yourself. You cannot buy these. This is just some sailing prep that I did. So if you don't have them, don't worry about it. Just alch them. Bring a room pouch with alks. If you're boosting, of course, you're going to need a beer glass or something that will turn into a beer glass. I just happen to have a whirlpool surprise. So, let's just start. This is the first time I'm doing this, but there's so much limited information that I felt like this would be helpful to people, even if I don't necessarily know everything, right? So I'm gonna sail from Piscaria, so I'm gonna teleport to the Fisher's Flute, and I actually want to bank this book because I don't need it. So I'm just gonna run north and just use the bank up here. A little bit extra, but you know, get it out of the inventory. You could equip it if you don't have the Phalli Shield 4. I'm gonna have the Phalli Shield because it's gonna restore my prayer. The prayer, by the way, the reason we need prayer is for the preserve prayer. Since I'm going to be boosting, when I drink this Whirlpool Surprise, it's going to give a +3 stat boost to sailing. When I use the preserve prayer and I keep that on, it's actually going to drain at half the speed, so it just won't tick down as fast. I've decided to take the long route. I see. I always do this, but we'll just get out here to my boat. Oh, and the runes in my inventory. These are the runes needed to cast Summon Boat because my boat's not here, so I brought them along, and I brought exactly enough I wouldn't bring a rune pouch. I wouldn't bring your stack because I want an empty inventory. The more inventory space I have, the better. Talking about crewmates as well, at this level you can have, I think, up to 3. Um, they just get in the way. And I'll talk about some plugins I've been using. This I'm really just going to go over everything, but I only bring 2, and I'll show you. I bring Cabin Boy Jenkins and Captain Saeed. So my ship is now here, so let's get that out. All right, cool. And we'll head north. So we take a look at our map. We're going up, around, and up to here. And just a reminder, I haven't done this myself, but I've been in other similar areas. You need the Eternal Brazier. If you don't have it, I'm pretty sure your boat will just start taking damage when you enter the blue water, the Northern Ocean. So that's the Eternal Brazier right here. You need it. All right. And unfortunately, this might be a bit of a slow trip because, as you can see, I've accidentally built the Gale Catcher before I have the level requirements to use it. So I actually can't use these boosts. So we're just gonna take a stroll down to, or I guess up to the shipwreck spot. No hurry. So I'm actually gonna pull up. I've been talking to some high level players who've been kind of giving me tips on this. Does it make your boat slower? I suppose it does. Great. And they've discovered a better spot. Yeah, okay. So we'll actually look at their screenshot to find it. Alright, we're just gonna head north. Up here. So as far as what I've seen from the wiki, at least, we don't really know. I don't know anyone that has the stats for the merchant shipwrecks, which are the highest level. But yeah, here it is. This is the double spot, and it's so close together that I don't even think I'm going to need to line up very well. Wait, is it? Let me see. No, it is not. This is not it. Ah, it's on this side. They said that this one is better, so I'm going to believe them. I'll test them both myself if this doesn't work well, but this looks pretty good to me. All right, so we will just unset this and take a look. Okay, seems to be good. All right, cool. So let me talk about some of the things that have really been helping me with sailing. Let me swap this out so that. Wait, can you see Runelight here? No, you can't. I see. Okay, cool. So I just want to show you kind of like some of the plugins I've been using. The most important one is AFK Overlay. You guys probably know by this point that the built-in Runelight idle timer does not work with salvaging probably yet. I'm sure they will add it, but AFK Overlay actually does. So what this does when I turn it on, if my character is idle, maybe I have to stop navigating. Yeah, you can hear this chime, and that's basically going to be going on anytime I'm not doing something. So since this is like I do the active method, where I'm actually using the salvaging hook. Let me actually just start it up and kind of show you what I would do. So the first thing is I have all of these bound. So I have the, let me turn this off for a moment. I have F1 bound to a mouse button. I have shift bound to a mouse button. And then I have backslash, which I use for my world hop plugin, which you may also need, but maybe less so on this double spot. It's really useful whenever you don't have a double spot and you need to hop a lot, but you still need to hop from time to time. So that's just called world hopper. If you look at this, you can see, and you can bind it to a key, and it'll just hop down one world. So those are the main plugins, and you'll also see that I've shift right clicked and marked these different facilities. If you actually zoom out, they kind of turn into squares, and it becomes even easier to kind of click them, right? So let me just give you like kind of a run of what I would do. So I'm gonna hit the mouse button that lets me hop. So I'm hopping now, and as soon as I see one of these up, this is going to be a little bit weird because I've never done it while boosting, and I also don't know what the active ones look like yet. Is this active? I don't. You might be. Oh, okay. So this is active. Okay. So if there's just more out of the water. So the first thing I do when I hop and find an active one, I activate that. I scroll down. I click the first one. I click Cabin Boy Jenkins. That's going to send him over there. And then, because I need to boost, I'm going to drink that. I'm going to turn on Preserve. And I'm going to hop over here myself. Alright, cool. So we'll salvage. And then whenever this fills up, I'll just click it. If you had the foresight, a better place to build this would be right over here towards the front of the ship. I accidentally built mine back here, and this thing cost me like 86 mil, so we're just going to have to deal with that. But you can see XP drops are 150 from my salvages. I will get rates for this after I do this for a little bit, but it's looking good so far. What I think I'll do is probably just like one inventory. And we'll just, we'll let the video be a little bit longer so that you can see kind of how I do this efficiently. So all you're doing now is running back between the salvaging hook and this, and if these ships ever go down, you're just hitting your world hop button, right? We don't move around. That is so inefficient when you can just press a button a few times. So what I'll do is turn back on the AFK overlay, and you'll also notice I have my boosts up here. So you can see I have a +3 sailing boost. That plugin is default on RuneLite, I believe. Okay, and you hear it going off. What's the problem? The shipwreck's down. So we immediately hop. If you're cleaning finds, if you're doing anything, don't bother. The only exception I would say is I could have let my crystal extractor fill up. If it's very close, you might want to look at that and decide. I didn't need to turn that on there. I'm still getting in the rhythm of things, but I'm just going to keep hopping. Okay. It's kind of hard to tell with these. I think they're like on their side if they're active. I wonder if I can mark just active ones. Let me try that. I can tell that this one's active, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna mark. Can you mark all? Unmark. I don't think so. Okay. So that might be. It might be worth experimenting if you guys want to do that. But I'm just going to keep on hopping until one of these are active. This is actually very unlucky. Usually the next world over somehow has one active that I've seen from like other shipwrecks. This is the first time I'm doing this one. Okay, cool. So it's active. So the first thing, we turn on our extractor. I re-up on my boost. We drink it. We fill up another one. Come over here to the fishing hook. And actually, if I was being optimal, I would have deployed Cabin Boy Jenkins over to this one while I was doing that. So, still getting into the swing of things. I think what we'll do is maybe like a half inventory. just so that you guys can see kind of the method. This should be AFK once you're done boosting. If you really want to AFK, obviously you can put Saeed on the other hook. We do that when we're cleaning, which is why I kind of want to show you my full loop of like what I do. I've been getting a lot of questions on in the CC, like on Discord and things like that, and I feel like I've just found a lot of little tricks, like the plugins and things that I use. All right, so that's empty. Come get it. Go back to the hook. And I suppose since there's nothing else I can really think of right now that needs to be mentioned, I suppose what we can start doing is cleaning these, and I'll show you what that would look like. So what I've been doing, oh yes, say that my inventory filled up. It's not, but say it did. The thing I would do is I would hold down the shift button, which is on my mouse, and click my quick deposit. So you need to, let me, what's the issue? Oh, my boost is down, right. So if you right click or if you shift right click your cargo hold, you can swap your shift click with quick deposit. So I've done that. I hold shift on my mouse basically, and then click. So that just puts everything in there, and then I click the hook again. Okay. So whenever Cabin Boy Jenkins stops fishing, you'll start getting chat box messages, you know, like saying your cargo is full or whatever. I would basically let this get pretty much full, and then whenever I can't deposit or notice that this guy's not fishing, you know, say half of your inventory gets deposited in here when you shift click it, like not all, some of them stay in, then you know you just need to normal click it, you pull them out, and then you run over here to the salvage. I see that this is up, so I'm going to take it. And you know what? Because I'm boosting, I've just realized this is going to be a little bit annoying. Beer glasses are depositable. So unfortunately, my shift clicking to deposit all is a lot more convenient whenever you aren't needing to boost. So I'll just fill my beer glass back up, come back over to the salvage station, and let's see what we get. 75 XP drops for cleaning. I wonder what the drop rate on the Fremy helms are. I haven't seen them posted yet, so I don't know if they're really known. But the idea that you're getting, I don't think they're very rare. My buddy had a bunch of them in his inventory, so you know the idea that you're just fishing up 86k every now and then, and you see this boat actually just came up, and Jenkins kept fishing, so we know this is a double spot. That's awesome. What I normally would do is shift click the quick deposit, but that's like for the other spots that have cannonballs, and this one doesn't, or we haven't gotten any. We haven't gotten anything that can go in the cargo hold. I'm not trying to keep any of this, so I'm just going to hold the mouse button for shift and drop everything in the inventory, except for my crystal, which, by the way, we need to check. All right, we go back. Ah, I'm doing a terrible job. So, this is a terrible example. Anytime you're cleaning, you should have both of your hooks active. And my boost is off. So, you know, this is going to take a little bit of learning. This is my first time doing this here, right? But I have done quite a bit of salvaging, and this would be my normal method. To be efficient, just make sure, I mean, you know, don't let your hook not be used, right? So when you're cleaning, Saeed's on. When you're not cleaning, you're on. And then also pick this up, your crystal extractor, every time it fills up. So I don't want any of this garbage. Well, I don't remember if these are expensive or not. Examine. Not enough for me to care about. Alright. So we throw all that away. My crystal thing's about to be up. I'll collect it. And then since our cargo hold is empty, I'm kicking Saeed off. I'm taking over so I can get more XP. Okay. I think that covers it. I think I covered essentially how you can boost, all the plugins I'm using, how I've kind of optimized my strategy for ergonomics. I actually do this from bed a lot. So as sweaty as this might kind of seem, if you bind everything right, I'm just hitting a mouse button to get, the F1. Anytime I hop, I'm immediately putting Jenkins on. I'm starting the extractor and I'm running up here. That's the main gameplay loop. That's really all you need to know. And then whenever it's time to clean, Saeed goes on this one, the one that you were on, and then you're just cleaning and, using the extractor. Simple stuff. All right. Hope this was helpful. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Cheers.